Welcome to Kino Quickly, I'm your host Disco, and today I watched a very exciting new movie, The New Mutants. Now, I was very excited to see this movie since this is a new superhero movie, and we haven't had a lot of superhero movies due to COVID in recent months. So it's so great to see sort of superheroes and people with superpowers back on the big screen. It's very exciting to see. I love it every time I see it. But I gotta say, this movie breaks from the traditional superhero formula, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. Superhero movies historically are meant for children. When you're an adult and go see a superhero movie, you're usually going with your kid or you're going to go review it for your online podcast. But, you know, when you're watching it, you're not invested on what's happening on screen. You're invested on what's happening on your child's face. You want to see them smiling and having a good time. You don't much care about what's happening with Captain America or Thanos or these wacky characters. You care about your child having a good time and having something to talk about and get excited about, and I think that's kind of the purpose they serve. So this movie kind of breaks from being for children. This movie's very dark and it has some scary scenes in it, and it's not something I would bring a child to. I would not recommend this to any child, so I'm kind of confused on who they're trying to get at with this movie. I feel like this movie might be aimed just towards movie reviewers, because this movie's very adult in theme, but it's about wacky superheroes with superpowers, so I don't understand what they're trying to do with this movie. When it comes to this movie's a very dark movie, and there's very limited color palette. It's very monochromatic throughout, and it's kind of a depressing watch. There is some good stuff in the movie, but I'd say overall this movie is not very interesting, and there's not a lot to grasp onto here. Also, as it stands as a superhero movie, I don't think this movie sort of wraps into any other movies. I think it's sort of a standalone thing. I don't think you'll see these characters making any more appearances in any other movies, so I'd honestly say just skip this movie because it has no sort of bigger picture, and when it stands as a movie, it's not that great. It's got a lot going on, and it's very confusing. It's very hard to follow. There's a lot of loud, scary scenes, and I don't know, it's just kind of a headache of a movie. So my rating for The New Mutants is going to be 1 thumbs down. I'm going to reserve the other thumbs down because I think the acting in this movie is pretty good. I think you're going to get a lot of good performances in this, but it's a shame because I don't think anybody's going to see these performances because this movie isn't really worth seeing. I think the actors in this movie should go on and play characters in a more interesting and fun movie, maybe more a lighthearted movie, or maybe something more dramatic. But as it stands, this movie is not very good, and I don't really recommend it. But I do recommend that you have a nice day.